This is going to be a little bit different of a video than one I normally make. 1 second. Get down. Get off the table. Cat was on the table. Anyway, so it is pouring rain outside today. It's been raining all night and about most of the morning. It's finally kind of slowing up, but not enough for me to get out and get any cleanups done. So I'm going to do a different video instead today. I'm going to talk about, I know a couple months ago, as you know, back in late August through early September, I had the opportunity to demo the Greenworks Optimus line, specifically the 48-inch Optimus stand-on and the 30-inch all-terrain mower. And I had them for about 2 weeks, and I was able to do, in that 2 weeks, I was able to run some calculations and to see kind of how much the machines cost to operate and relate that. I was able to do some figuring and some calculations on how much in real world time the machine would cost, and see, I've had time to kind of go over those numbers the last couple of months and kind of see where it stands and where I stand on, is this something I'm going to do? Is this a change I'm going to make? And I'm going to share some of that with y'all here. So I'm going to turn the phone around to my iPad here. So initial comparison, we got an initial comparison. This is the 48 Optimus. So it cost about $3 to charge it each week I had it. So as you look here, we got broken down. Yearly maintenance costs nothing, because you don't have belts, you don't have pulleys, you don't have oil, that sort of thing. So we've got electricity cost. I have that calculated at 40 weeks, which maybe you work more weeks than that for the season, maybe you work less. Where I'm at this season, it's about 40 to 42 weeks on average. So I'm kind of using some of my numbers. I also used, these numbers are based on Sheffield's figures. This 4.9% APR, 48-month term. I kind of went on and figured that into play based on their information. I'm gonna have to make this keyboard disappear here. See if I can do that. 1 second. I'm not the most technical savvy, you might have noticed. But anyway, there we go. I got it now. I think, yes, okay. So, anyway, here we are. This machine, when taking these variables into account, it's going to cost about $6,900 per year. Like, we could even round that up to $7,000 a year. About $7,000 a year to operate this mower, when you take into account the payments, the monthly payments per 12 months, and seriously, down. That cat loves to be on the table. Get out of here. Anyway, so I have broken down here this comparison with my Vantage mower that I currently have. So this mower obviously costs money in fuel, about 3 to 4 times the cost in fuel, 5 times the cost in fuel, something like that. It's a significant difference in fuel versus electricity. The Vantage is much more expensive in that regard. Then, maintenance, you have oil changes, deck belts, if you need one, that sort of thing. The fuel cost is insanely high, $720 for $125 of electricity. So you're paying a lot more in fuel. However, this is the thing, this mower is paid off. So I don't pay anything on it. Now, if I were to buy a brand new machine, we're talking about a grandstand or a Skag V ride. A gas-powered stand-on is going to be, at this point in time, with these numbers, you're looking like somewhere between 12 and 15,000. Some of them are even more than that. But the ones I was looking at that are comparable to my 48-inch Vantages are about 12 to 15,000. Taking into account the same amount of same financing with Sheffield, you're paying, $4,100, $4,400, $4,200. So, it's this is the amount loan difference per year for gas to electricity. So you're paying more, or electric cost over gas. So you're paying this much more if you buy an electric stand-on versus a gas stand-on. Not that big of a difference, honestly. Looking at here, I got some more numbers here. It's going to cost this much more per year for 4 years or the term of the loan. If you pay it off sooner, obviously you're spending less real cost over that time. But here's the real kicker here is the very last number here. So the average lifespan of a gas mower, this varies a little bit. Some people say 2,000 hours are what they last. Some people say you take the horsepower and you add 2 zeros to that. So let's say if you have a 23 horsepower engine, you add 2 zeros, 2,300 hours. That's a good figure to base that on, a good figure to go off of. Now, the average battery mower lifespan, this is nuts. This is nuts what I'm about to show you. So the rep told me that this mower has 4,000 charge cycles, which a charge cycle is running it 100 down to 0 and then back up to 100 again, which I did not do. I did not even do that once. Lowest I ran it to was about 45%. But let's say, for sake of argument, let's say I used, and it took me, the whole week to run it down to 45%. But let's say, for sake of argument, I were to buy this machine and I were to run this mower 1 charge cycle per week. Based on 42 work weeks, you're using 1 charge cycle per week. That's 95 years. That can't be right. That's just an insane number. That's insane. A 95-year lifespan. Just think about how crazy that is. So when looking at all these numbers, I'm thinking, what is the, should I make this change? Is this something I'm going to do? And I've been crunching these numbers back and forth for the last couple of months, and I've been really thinking it over, and I've been really, I guess you could say, mulling over the advantages and the disadvantages and trying to figure out if this is something that at this point in my business that I need to do. Is this something that I need to do? And the answer is no. No, I don't need to do this. I want to do this. There's no question that I want to do this. After driving that mower for 2 weeks, I love that stand-on mower. It is great. It is an awesome machine. If I were in the market if I needed a new mower at this point in my business, a new, large machine, a new large piece of equipment, if I needed one, this mower would be the forefront. This would be the first mower I would go for. This would be the first pick that I would go for at this point. But the truth of it is, I don't need this mower yet. My gas-powered standers are working fine. They have high hours. One of them has almost 800 hours. The other one has almost, 1,500 hours. But they're running good. They're solid. I haven't had any problems with them. So I'm going to stick with them for now because this is the logical thing to do. You don't run a business based on emotions and based on feelings and what you want to do always. You run it, you have to analyze all the aspects and all the figures, and you have to see what makes sense to the business at this time and what's the What's the most logical step? Now, obviously, you can make a gamble, you can make some chances here and there, but this isn't like buying a used work truck. This isn't like buying like a used push mower on Marketplace. We're talking about spending $25,000. We're talking about making a fundamental shift in how we cut grass and how we do business. If I do this change, I'm all in on battery. I'm not having another gas mower. I'm selling both of my Vantages and I'm going all in on battery. And this is the course that I'm going to go if I'm going to do this. But the more I think about it, the more I mull it over, I don't think I need to do this now, is what I'm saying. I think eventually this will be something that happens in my business. But at this point right now, I have decided that I'm not going to go forward with buying one of these mowers new. Now, things could change, obviously. Nothing is ever truly 100% set. I'm just saying at this point in time, based on the numbers I've run and based on, all the figuring I've done, we are staying with the Vantage for the 2026 season. It carried us through the last couple of seasons, and it's going to carry us through the 2026 season as well. Now, if one of them breaks down and I decide to get rid of it, or, if, God forbid, knock on wood, like both of them break down and I'm in the market, I decide I need another new machine now, I need to get into something better and newer, then this mower is what I'm going to push for. This mower is what I'm going to go for. But right now, it's just not the time. And this is something you have to figure out as well. If you're making this type of decision, it's a major decision. You have to analyze all this stuff. You have to come up, I would encourage you, if you're doing something like this, I would encourage you to make a breakdown like I've done here. And, show all the numbers. You want all these numbers in this calculated up. You want to be able to see all of this so that you know that you're making the right decision. And that's what I've done here. Hope this video was informative. Thank you for taking the time to watch. As always, like, share, subscribe. If you have a comment, you would like to share something with me, feel free. And yes, I am repping a Cowboys jersey. Go Cowboys!